Okay, hi folks. It's me again. I've got your work for Wednesday, the 25th of March. I did say that we weren't going to be doing more simplifying. However, we're going to be looking at expanding instead. So this is going to be expanding 1. What does it mean to expand? Well, the idea is we're going to be multiplying one term by another, but one of the terms is going to be in the bracket. So we'll start off here, very simple, 5 times a. I've always said to people, if there's nothing to do in the brackets, we can ignore them. So in this case here, what we would look at would just be to say that 5 multiplied by a. I think we all know what the answer is there, just 5a, nothing fancy at all there. So why do we bother with the brackets at all? Well, we wouldn't normally in that case. Again, if we look at this one here, we can see b times 3. There's nothing to do in the brackets, it's just number 3. So b times 3, we can get rid of the brackets, and so b times 3 is not b3, it's 3b. We must remember that we'll always put the number first and then the algebra afterwards. Moving on to the next one, we can see a times 3 add 2. So in this case here, we would say, okay, got brackets, I've got something to do in the brackets. So in this case, what is 3 add 2? Well, not exactly rocket science. 3 add 2 is 5. So we will times the a by 5. Again, I'll leave the brackets in there for a second, but you'll say, well, I've done with the brackets now because there's nothing more left to do. And so in this case, we can see just a times 5. I think we all know that the answer is going to be 5a. Nice and simple. This next one has algebraic terms in the brackets, but they are like terms, or literally the same term, so 2a add 3a. So in this case, we would look in the brackets. You'll notice here we've not got the times sign either there, an invisible times sign, but 4 times 2a add 3a. Well, what is 2a add 3a? Well, 2a add 3a is 5a. So in this case here, 4 lots of, and I'll just leave the brackets here, but no times sign like I did before, 2a add 3a is 5a. So 4 lots of 5a, or 4 times 5a. If we just write that extra bit down, I wouldn't normally do this now, but you can see 4 5s are 20, so therefore 4 times 5a is 20a. Okay, so far so good. The next one has the brackets first, and so 3 add 7 in brackets, then multiplied by a. Again, we'd say, okay, what do? We do the bit in the brackets first. That's what order of operations tells us. And so what is 3 add 7? Well, 3 add 7 is 10. So if I leave the brackets in there, 10 times a, or just 10 times a, incredibly easy again, just 10a. And you're probably thinking, what is all the fuss about with this expanding? Well, the next question will enlighten you, because what we've now got is 5 times a add 3. And that's what it means, 5 lots of, or 5 times a add 3. So you'd be okay if I just write that down, 5 times a add 3 in the brackets. All we need to do is multiply the 5 by the a add 3. We'll do the a add 3 first, because it's in the brackets, and hold on, what is a add 3? We can't do it. A add 3, the problem is it doesn't simplify anymore because you've got different terms, a, and you've got 1s in terms of the 3. So they don't mix. There's no way of simplifying that. So we've got a problem. How do we then multiply the whole thing by 5? There's nothing to do in the brackets because I can't do it. Well, the truth is now we can actually multiply all of the stuff in the brackets by 5, but do it separately. And so the idea is now here, if we just write 2 little arrows here, just to demonstrate what's going to happen, we're going to basically say the 5 multiplies by the a. I'll just put a little times sign above there. And the 5 will also multiply by the 3. Put a little times sign under there as well. And so what we can now see is what happens if I do them separately. Well, 5 times a, we know what that is, 5a. What about 5 times 3? 15, easy. And we've still got a sign to put in the middle. Well, we had an add before, we'll just keep the add there. So what we've done is actually multiply the a and the 3, both by 5, but we've done it separately. And that is what expanding is. So to move on, we've now got this one here, 4 add b times 2. What I would normally do is now, the problem is here, again, like the last one, we can't do anything with the 4 add b. What we can do, however, is just turn it around. And so we'll have the number, the normal number at the beginning, in the algebraic bit or the bit in brackets afterwards. So if I just turn it around and I'll put 2 times the 4 add b, what this time I'll do is get rid, a bit like I did previously, the times sign, because we wouldn't normally have that. So 2 lots of 4 add b. So what we've now got, we can see 2 times 4 add b. We can't do anything with the 4 add b, we can't add them, they're different terms, but what we can do is times separately. So if I just do these little arrows again, along there, and so what we'll do, because we can't do the bit in the brackets first, we'll do them separately. What is the 2 times 4? Well, that gives us 8. What is the 2 times b? That's 2b. And in terms of the sign in the middle, we'll just leave it as a plus. So we'll end up with 8, add 2b. And again, that would be the expanded version of what we started with. Okay, this next one, wow, it looks a bit complicated. We've got simplifying like terms by the looks of it, but the problem is we've got brackets for a start. So 3 lots of a add 3. If I just write it all out again, and I'll leave the next bit here. We'll come to the 2a add 7 in a minute. There's nothing to do with those at the moment, but we can see we've got brackets here. They need expanding, i.e., to me, expanding means get rid of the brackets. So if I just do my little arrow top and bottom, and we'll times separately. So the 3 times the a will give me 3a. The 3 times the 3 will give me 9. Again, we'll look at the sign in the middle as a plus. And the rest of the question is just waiting for me to finish off. And this is the stuff we were doing with the simplifying last lesson. 3a plus 2a, that simplifies to 5a, plus 9 plus 7, they come together as well and give me 16. And so there's my answer. Okay, the next question is very similar, a bit more space for this one here. We've got 4 lots of a add 3, add 2 lots of a add 7. So if I just write it out again, this time I'll give myself space for my arrows. I do like my arrows. So I'll put my arrow from the number outside to both of the numbers inside. Put a little time sign there just for the time being, it's the first lesson on it. And I'll do the same with the next one here because we're going to expand both of these. So if we look at the first one, 4 is going to multiply by the a. So 4 times a will give me 4a. 4 is also going to get times by the 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. And then we'll look at the second one. We've got this plus, so we'll just leave the plus in the middle with a bit of a gap there for it because I'm not doing anything else. The 2 will be times by the a. And so 2 times a is 2a. And then we've got the 2 will be times by the 7. And that will give us 14. And again, we've got the sign in the middle, plus there. So all together now, I'm ready to actually do my final simplification. 4a add 2a gives me 6a, and 12 add 14 gives me 26. And voila, it's the right answer in its simplified version. Okay, thanks folks, okay, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.